You're watching Footy Fantasy. It is your steady thing, go meet your football needs. Banter from rivalries, he sure you go receive. From EPL to Champions League, your eyes go see. It's Footy Fantasy. You're watching Footy Fantasy. Footy Fantasy. It is your steady thing, go meet your football need. Your football need. Banter from rivalries, he sure you go receive. Sure you go receive. From EPL to Champions League, your eyes go see. Your eyes go see. It's Footy Fantasy. Footy Fantasy.
What's up, friends? Welcome to our podcast for the week. My name is EJ, and I will be your host today. We have guest Toby, Arsenal fan. Say hi to our guests, our friends.
Hey, everyone.
And Yemi, Manchester United fan. Welcome. Why can I hear you? Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes, we can hear you now. Okay, so today we have I think we have a lot of interesting topics today. But before we start, I'm going to go into just make sure I cover housekeeping issues. YouTube, follow us. If you're not subscribed, subscribe so you can get all our content. And then on Twitter, follow us at footy@fantasy. On Instagram, @fantasyfooty. And as always, thank you to SJ, our music producer / supplier. All right. There's a comment already. Oh, Ayo said, welcome, guys. Welcome, wonderful gentlemen and lady. Hi, Ayo. All right, we're going to jump into power struggles. Manager / head coach versus club hierarchy debate. Talking about United and Chelsea recent. We know they fired their coaches recently, and there's this. They just have issues. Guys, let's just jump in. Yami, we'll start with you because as a United fan, you can tell us what you think about these head coaches. I think where I was going with this was he wants to discuss whether we think these firings are legit. Are these clubs giving their managers enough time? I assume that's what he means. Enough time, and what are the issues between your hierarchies, I guess. Just tell us what you think.
Well, in our case, it's just a whole bunch of mess, man, to be honest with you. From a board that didn't go the depth into what they want and how they want it, you want to go bring a coach that completely different system to what the players they are known for. You brought the guy in, you didn't give him enough players, man, for him to be able to do what he needs to do. No, but also you can also look at the fact that the club spent a lot of money, and the coach's job, regardless of whatever your system is. Your first job is to get the best out of what you have in front of you first. And then a lot of people said that he came in, he was told to play a particular system and blah, blah, blah. Man, that's not how that works, man. When you go into a club in the middle of a season, you don't drastically just change everything they do with nothing sustained. You don't have enough time on the training pitch. And you just change to a 3 at the back and you play a rigid system pretty much, and you're expecting them to actually do well. And then because of you, a lot of guys left the club. They were either bomb squad or you fought with them and they left, and it's just a whole bunch of mess. But like with the whole coaches and club debate, we have to look at it this way. In present day football, the way football is being run in almost every club, you have a director of football. Then you have a technical director, you have scouts. Hardly do a lot of teams have managers now. So for Pep, Arsenal, that's about it. Xabi Alonso is a head coach. Luis Enrique, PSG, won the Champions League. He's a head coach.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nowadays, everybody's leaning to the place of head coach, where your job is to come, coach what is given to you. You might have a say, yes or no. You know, like, hey, man, we are thinking of bringing this guy in, the blah, 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 blah. What do you think? You might give your 2 cents, 3 cents. They might give you, we have these 5 players. Which one would you prefer? We will try and get him. If we don't get him, if we can't get him because of money, we get this. So everything is all, but like in modern day football has shifted. Well, let me change it. It's shifting to a place where you have a director of football, you have a head coach, and that's for now. Those is a dynamic.
Going in and out severely. Are you seeing that, Toby, from your end?
Yeah. Yemi's connection seems to be going in and out. Yeah. So maybe you need to connect again, or we can hear you, but it's not synced.
Okay, so this let me jump back in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me let you do that.
It's not syncing. Okay, just let me jump back in again.
Okay. So Toby, let me hear your thoughts. What do you think?
I think it's a good debate. I don't think one is right. I don't think there's any right way for any club. From the Arsenal perspective, we saw what having a manager that had total control meant from Wenger. When they leave, there's a huge void. And also, football has just become so global and so big that one person can't control everything. One person can't be the scout. One person can't be signing players' contracts. One person can't be looking at the transfer window. It's impossible. I mean, just look at, I'm sure 8 years ago, Arsenal's media director, all they had to do was coach Arteta on the press conference or whatever it is, or maybe 10 years ago. Press conference, BBC, that's it. Today you have fan channels, you have Arsenal media channel. There's just so much going on in the game that I think it's unrealistic for anyone to have the outsized influence I would say Ferguson and Wenger used to have. And Arteta doesn't have that. Yes, he's the manager. He's the first team manager. That's his official description. He still has a sporting director, which is Berta. And we're missing our managing director because he quit, right? So it shows that there's still, Wenger was Wenger and what was his name that left, that helped him do all the transfers? I forget his name. His friend. David Dean, right? That was it. And it was those two. So I feel like structure can work. It's just your expectations and what you put on it. Now, looking at the United situation, I don't see a mistake in going for Amorim because they knew and he had conversations with them and he told them, hey, look, I'd rather come in the new year, new season. They were like, no, we want you to come now. And so he had always said, if I come now, like I can't institute this style of play immediately. I think it was almost like the Arsenal mistake with Emery, right? You bring in a guy, you don't really give him all the control because you're not sure. You're not fully convinced by him, so you're not sure. So you let him do his stuff, but you hold something in reserve in case it doesn't work. Once it was clear that Emery was struggling with the personalities, they were like, okay, we need to start again. Just scrap everything. And that's where I think the expectation was not clear to United. The size of the rebuild it will take. I mean, Arsenal, we literally chased away Aubameyang. I'm not saying he did everything correct. Like I was Arteta out after he won the FA Cup because of all these decisions, right? But you have to say, either all these players have to go and we're on a 5-year path. So for the next 2 years, if we even make top 6, is good. And everybody needs to understand that. Because we're getting rid of Bruno, we're getting rid of Casemiro, we're getting rid of anyone that doesn't fit. But United never took their medicine. They never really said, okay, to really do this. I mean, how's Maguire still the best center half that they want? And this is what United fans tell me. They tell me the best center half pair is Maguire and Delete. We're in 2026. So everyone you sign, they're what? Right? So I think it was a question of the ambition versus the reality and everyone accepting, no, this is a long process. We're going to back this guy. But forget about trying to win the league. Forget about trying to do all these things. Just rebuild. It's going to take a while. It's going to take years. See if you can get top 6. But when United got rid of him, they were, what, was it 6 points off top 4? So I don't even think the people who run United know what they're trying to do. So that's where I don't think it's about whether he was a manager. I think if he was a manager, the same thing would have happened. Like, even if he was a manager and he brought in everyone he wanted, he still spent a lot of money, right? And I don't think anything would drastically have changed. Maybe he wouldn't have fought with this guy he's fighting with, right? But I still think it can work if people collaborate together and they're of the same mind that this is the project. And I think what happened with United and also Chelsea was the expectations of what the project is not what was happening. And so there was reasons to fight. But if they had known, oh no, this is the project, we're going to finish 7th, most likely. We're not going to prioritize the cups. It's going to be tough, but we're going to learn. And I also want to push out all these players that don't suit me and that. I think that's where, whether I was a manager or a head coach, I don't think that was the bigger issue. I just think there was a misalignment of what the short-term objectives are and what the long-term objectives are. So there was a debate. That's for United. For Chelsea, I just think, and I'll shut up after this. For Chelsea, I think in their situation, I think it was a case of Maresca coming in, accepting these controls when he came in, because he was an assistant coach, right? And he was at Leicester. So he accepted the conditions. He got there. He, whether you want to say it was by luck, they were in the useless Conference League, but he won the Conference League trophy. And then that put them, and then the UEFA said, okay, if you won the Champions League 4 or 5 years ago, it means you play World Cup, whatever it is. So he happened to win that. And all of a sudden now the man has 2 trophies and he's like, wait, I want to run this thing the way I want to run it. They're like, no. That was never the plan. And so we are clear. It's not like Chelsea made it to Champions League the last game of last season because Nottingham Forest faltered. This is not as if they had a great season last season, right? So it's not as if Maresca was overachieving. Yes, Conference League, they played that with their B team. I would say they got to the final and they beat PSG, rightly so. But it's not like Maresca had this huge body of work he could claim to have, to ask for more power. And I think Chelsea's just badly, in my opinion, I think Chelsea's problem is not first team coach versus manager. I just think it's moving players around. It's not really. I don't think they think about football the way we think about football. I'll stop there.
Let me quickly take these comments. Aya says Arteta started as head coach and morphed into the manager. And yes, I agree. There's no wrong or right way. And then Ola says the head coach and sporting director dynamic seems to cause issues if both people are not on the same page, like Toby said. Personally, this is Aya. I think the major thing is alignment from top to bottom. Simplest way I can say it. So sounds like you guys are all saying the same thing. I mean, I think alignment can't be easy, right? Like you said, you described Chelsea's issue, and then United, they just weren't on the same page. I think that's the bottom line. So we'll move on to the next topic. Good luck to them teams.
I hope they're having a Brighton Sunday, Sha.
Brighton.
How's your Sunday going? Don't want to say anything. It's fine. You're on mute. It's okay. Don't worry.
All right, now for Gyokeres. Everyone knows who Victor Gyokeres is, our striker. $75 million, maybe 60 million pounds. One of them prices that we got this summer. Best striker in the world. He won that this year for last year. And he's been struggling to find his feet at Arsenal. Let's be very fair. He scored some goals, but half the time they're penalties. Half the time the other half, they're like he's creating the goals himself. I think the first few goals against Leeds, he scored the brace, I think. And then in the Champions League, he had a brace again. And they were just like, I call those goals like you didn't know anything about those goals and they went into the net. But anyway, we're just not connecting with him. Every time I watch him, I'm like, yeah, you're occupying defenders, but we're not connecting with you somehow for whatever reason. And then every time we take him off the pitch, the other team scores. So everyone's like, is he a defensive forward? We don't know. But anyway, Toby, we'll start with you because you're the Arsenal fan. What is wrong with Gyokeres? Why is there no chemistry with him? Because Havertz has come back and Arteta loves Havertz to death. We may never see Gyokeres again. What do you think?
I think it's a tough discussion I think he has to improve certain parts of his game that were never key parts of his game before to play in a team like Arsenal. And Arsenal also has to get used to playing to his strengths. The problem we've had is we haven't had a player that can bench him and let him rest till Jesus is now back. So I would expect that there's some games like I don't think you should have played against Liverpool at all, given how Liverpool chose to play that game without having a striker and them just parking the middle. It was never going to be effective in that game. And let's not pretend like Jesus has been way better, right? Yes, he scored 1 goal and he had a really good assist today. But the whole point of getting Gyokeres' profile was because Arsenal fans and all the pundits and Arsenal were like, we want a poacher. We want a striker, a guy that shoots first, asks questions later. We don't want a Havertz false 9. Yes, he's in the center. Then he drops deep. Then he connects. And by the time the ball gets to the box, he's not the furthest guy. He's now 2 steps behind. We said we already have 2 false strikers like Jesus and Havertz. The argument was, hey, for some games where there's no space, you have to play differently. Just getting a guy who will be around the box and can score is good. But we always knew this guy was not the, hey, I drop deep, I combine 1-2. It was never. Now, I would say for me, I think he's also suffered a loss of confidence in recent times. So even what he's good at, like the striking, he's hit the way he hits the ball on target, that's now beginning to suffer. So I think with Gyokeres, it is a case of I will wait until next season when he's had a full season to judge him. But for sure, it's been disappointing that Arsenal hasn't been able to get the best of him. And some of it is on him. I won't deny that. Some of it is also on Arsenal's style of play. You know, everyone has screenshots. They say, oh, why doesn't Odegaard pass? I watched Arsenal's game today. There was a time where Jesus made a beautiful run. Odegaard did the same thing. He didn't pass to him. He caught it back, went left. You know, Odegaard wants to control first. Arsenal has this balance of retained possession versus risk. And in a game where Arsenal has scored a goal, you wouldn't see Arsenal go to those risky through passes all the time. Because especially if someone like Odegaard has too many options around him, he will pick the most secure option to progress the ball up the field because that's his job as is our technical leader. So his job is, look, I have the ball here. I am going to make sure we progress from this zone to this zone to this zone. Then when we get into the box, we're going to try to score. So his first thought is ball progression. So if he has Saka spinning away on the left, he has Trossard spinning away, Saka on the right, Trossard on the left, and then Gyokeres is calling for ball and sprinting. He's not giving Gyokeres the ball in that position. Like, just forget about it, right? So, but Gyokeres sprinting is pulling the defender away.
Yeah.
So the team is happy for him to make those runs. But 9 out of 10, they're decoy runs because the ball isn't coming to him 9 out of 10 times. Maybe 1 out of 10, they'll try it. But 9 out of 10, it's going to the guy closest to him who progresses the ball forward. And so I think it's a coaching thing. I think the one criticism I'll give is I think Arteta has failed to get the best of him. We can say that, and I'm not trolling or anything. I can say Arteta and his coaching staff have failed to get the best out of him, and him as well. He has failed to completely adapt to the Premier League, which is not too surprising. It is his first time in the Premier League, but I would have expected more, and I still expect more because now we can play Havertz, we can play Jesus, or we can play him. So I expect that maybe on some games, he'll be the one coming off the bench when the defense is tired. And maybe he scores 2 goals and he gets his confidence back. But he'll come on when the game is at a different phase of play, state of play. And maybe he'll find more space. But so far, I think if I was to rank him 1 out of 10, I'll say so far it's probably a 4.5.
Yeah.
As a striker, as a team player, he's the reason why we're top of the league. The games we lost, Aston Villa, he didn't play. Some of the points we've dropped is because he didn't have a physical man up front, right? And so you can't say he's not contributing, but he's not contributing in the real reason why we got him, which is to score goals when our shot-shy strikers are dancing galala around the box and rotating left and right. So that's it for me.
Okay, before you go, those are good points, Toby. Before you go, I'm gonna read these comments. Ogakwame says, never trust these flash in the pan frauds. Oh God, from the Portuguese league. Amarim, Noodles.
Why is this guy allowed to talk when his team just lost today? Is what me I don't understand.
Darwin, is that Darwin Nunes? Yokozuna. My gosh. Okay. Aya says, I think he's not good enough for Arsenal. He was supposed to be flat track bully and still struggles against the bad teams. And Ola says, Gyokeres might need to cut his hair. Maybe it's too distracted having to put it in place every time. That guy and his hair, man. Seriously, though, he should be given till next season. Not all new strikers hit the ground running. I will say this. You know, when we this summer we had such a great transfer window, right? And Gyokeres seemed like the icing on the cake, even though we're linked with other people. We're linked with Sesko. I think we would have all liked Isak if we thought who would have been the best fit for us. We would have thought Isak as far as who's available. But then Gyokeres came open, and I feel like he was the least preferred person that we would have wanted. But then, like you said earlier, I remember even saying it myself. I was like, I want someone who's been playing striker since age 8, not a converted person, nothing. I wanted a pure striker, blah, blah, blah. And he wanted to come to us. Like, I remember him being or the news anyway, was saying that he was very enthusiastic. He broke up with his girlfriend, allegedly. He wanted to come to Arsenal and only us. So it seemed like a nice fit. I really liked that whole, he wanted us and then we went for him type deal. But so far it's definitely been underwhelming. And I saw a lot of tacticals tell me on Twitter that don't go for Gyokeres, like we'll regret it. So every time I see him and I see this poor return for this period of time, I just remember that we were told, like this guy warned us.
Can I say something to that?
Go on.
There were a lot more warnings about going for Sesko.
Okay.
He's not prolific.
I did see those.
Oh, I read those.
Okay. So I mean, seeing Sesko United is like, okay.
Yeah. So neither of them there was no finished. Oli Watkins was probably the decision, but that was in a January decision.
Yeah, yes.
Villa didn't do it. That was
by summer.
Right. And so in terms of the strikers that were available, I think Gyokeres was the most cost efficient and low risk because we still knew that Havertz Jesus will come back. So he was one of 3. And his wages are not crazy. Sesko wanted a shit ton of money. I don't know how much United is paying him. I think it starts with a 2 handle and a higher transfer fee. And his agent wanted some fixed amount of, if they sell him, there was some cap that it was a ridiculous deal. I'm glad we didn't do the deal.
Yes.
For Sesko because of what his agent wanted. But Gyokeres has been disappointing as well. So sorry.
So we'll see. I think I agree with everyone who says give him time. I mean, like you said, we have people coming back, right? So it's back to the same Havertz playing striker role, which I wasn't a big fan of.
And there's also a segment for Arsenal fans. Arteta has shown, we'll see if he does this, that he can change the way we play to suit him. There's a formation you can play that has Havertz and Gyokeres in the same team.
What was Havertz doing there?
What do you mean what's Havertz doing there?
In the formation, he's playing in midfield, right?
No, he's not. I think he's your central 10.
Okay.
He's just behind him.
Okay.
Or alongside him. So basically you give
4-4-2.
Yeah, in a way. Which we did a 4-4-2 last season with Trossard, and there were games we played Trossard and Havertz in a 4-4-2.
Don't remember that.
And so let's see. I think in that position, you never know how people. I think it's a coaching thing. If the coaches are as good as they claim to be, they need to figure it out.
Yeah, I was going to add one more thing before you go. I like what you said about the coaching part because Arteta seems to be okay with what Gyokeres is doing. Like when you're a coach, if you don't like what you're seeing, either you bench him or you change it or you address it. And every time I know he protects his players in interviews, but every time he comes out and does an interview, he's like, Gyokeres is working hard. I think he likes hard workers, and Gyokeres puts in a shift every time he plays. To be fair to him, and so Arteta doesn't seem like he's unimpressed, but I don't know how he can't see that. So it's tricky. I guess we'll see when he starts benching him for Havertz, because that's what's going to happen next. All right, Yami, do you have anything to add to this discussion?
I like the angle everybody has gone through, but like I think there needs to be another way of saying this thing. If you check out the way he played last season with Sporting Lisbon, number one, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Yes,
You're
yes,
up.
yeah.
Yeah. So this, if you check out on how this he was being used in Sporting Lisbon, there wasn't that much of this athleticism in the league as it is. The field wasn't as choked as our league. So he had space to run. He's almost like a very, very good transition scorer, which means most of his goals is just tapping. He runs into the box and taps it in. There are hardly any goals he will score in the mix of where like he check in and shoot. Most of his goals were mainly scored in translation. With that, you had space, and he was physical. He could bully pretty much almost everybody up in the league. You come to the Premier League where there's not that much space. One, two, we have more physical players. Three, we have more fitter players that can run. So most of those spaces that might have been when you have your first touch, packed defenses. Most teams that played against you guys, against Arsenal, pretty much almost pack the bus. They have 5 defenders. So now it's not just about you running to the side. Your movement has to be spot on. And then you have to be able to snatch at your chances. He hasn't had that yet. Two more things. Your first touch has to be as a striker in the Premier League if you're going to do really well. Your first touch is pretty much your greatest weapon. If your first touch, next step can be a dribble or a side foot and a shoot. And then you shoot and you score. His first touch is not the best, which means when he controls the ball, there's still it gives the defender a little bit of time and just for them to close him up. So all these things we have to factor these things. Lastly, I don't think the team is confident enough anymore, or probably they don't play this into his strengths. Like you people said, he makes it be able to create channels for him. Are you pulling everybody back? You draw the opponent's midfield up a little bit so that you can create chance for him to go right over the top. No, but you have guys that they don't play those risky balls. If he had a Bruno that whenever I guess his first touch is boom forward, he probably score 1 or 2 goals. No, but you have a guy that just prioritizes keeping the ball. Keeping the ball is much more important for like the guys of Saka, Odegaard, and what's your midfielder? Your new midfielder you have now?
Is
I,
it? You talking about is it?
yeah. So it's not just
Zubimendi?
Odegaard.
Yeah.
No, no. Your deep line playmaker,
Zubimendi,
Zubimendi.
Zubimendi, Zubimendi. Yeah.
Zubimendi. Yeah, you have guys that is prioritize actually keeping the ball. Like they are this optimal ball users. They don't play most of those risky stuff. When you have something like that, he's not going to get that much chances. So now that's why I'm saying like for him this season he's a learner. Next season now we can now see how good he really is. That's just my 2 cents. So don't let us just hit him with this condo on his head. We have to ways to get the best out of him.
So unanimously, we have. I think our next time we come back, we'll talk about Odegaard because I'm putting asterisk on his
No, he
name.
needs time. Without question.
Don't stop hating on Odegaard, please.
I don't trust that guy. Every time I look at him, spinning around, like, where are you going? Nah.
No. Hey, man. There's something about the fact that whenever he plays, you people play well. Have you noticed?
Exactly.
Whenever
Fair.
Odegaard is on the field, when he plays,
That's fair. But I feel like he can take some risks. Like it's too much, I beg. Balance. Anyway, like one time, that game we played last week, was it last week? We were going to the second half. And he just like ran the ball off. He didn't run off the field, he just ran the clock for no reason. going left with, I don't know. I can't explain it. All I know is that I have my eye on him. I've had my eye on him for the last few years. He can score his way out of it if he can do that. Okay, let me move on to the next topic. We spent a lot of time on this one. Can West Ham survive? This one should be quick. Should they keep faith with their manager, West Ham United? Just won their game against KPR FA Cup, but they had to go to overtime to do it. Yeah, their manager is Nuno. Should they keep him? Can they survive? What do you guys think?
If I go first, I think Nuno is not the problem, but can they survive? I don't know. Mathematically, it's going to be hard.
Yeah, it's not possible.
But their coach is obviously very talented, right? So to me, if they fire Nuno, it's just ridiculous. But I can see how they may want to.
Right.
But I don't know if they can survive. I think they go down, if you're asking me. But we're halfway through. I'm looking at the table right now. They can, you're talking 6 points. 7 points from Forest and 8 points from Leeds. 7-8 point gap with how many more games? 18 games to go. But you can't discount unless something changes. And I haven't looked at the transfer window to see if they've done anything in January. That would determine if they survive. Actually, this transfer window will determine if they survive. Nothing else will.
Okay.
Yeah,
what do you say?
Who, me or
Yemi?
Oh, Yemi. Okay.
I think they can stay. I think Nuno just needs to. Yeah, I think Nuno just needs to go back to what he does best: defensive football. Pack the balls and just hit the ball on counter, because that team is depleted. That team is depleted. They don't have. And then when you watch them play, it's not from midfield to attack. That's where the problem is.
Mm.
If this guy,
do they have injuries or?
Paquetá is not having. It's not about injuries. They've let a lot of players go, and some of their players have just not hit it, man.
Okay.
But maybe Paquetá, and they've not gotten a replacement for Kudus. That one just left, and that one carried a chunk of the burden. Himself, Paquetá, and the guy that plays on the scoring wise, and they had this Anthony that got that.
Yeah, accident. Yeah.
The big guy that got into an accident. Immediately that guy went down, like their scoring just went down. So like now, listen, if I'm the manager, I'll just go back to like defensive football, just low block, make yourself extremely hard to beat, and just hope that you can beat people on the counter. They have enough players though for them to beat off the relegation, in my own simple opinion. But if they should let the coach go, you get somebody else, unless you back that person in the transfer window, because that team need players. But if you don't back them, then you're just wasting your time.
All right, I hear you. Let's take this comment. West Ham, Zola. West Ham are one of those weird clubs who never seem to be happy. Moyes won them a trophy and had them safely up in the PL, but there were still complaints. I hope they go down. I like Nuno though. But I hope they go down. I don't know. Like other teams that can go down. But they're far away. Like Toby said, 7 points away from, I think they're on 14. The team above them is 21. And then they can't seem to win. Like they go up, they lose. They're behind, they lose. Like it's not improved since Nuno came. And yeah, like you said, get the transfers done if they can, if people will want to come, and then see what they can do. But I don't know. I don't have faith that they will stay up. But good luck to them. All right. Any key signing to make in the January transfer window? Let's stick to our clubs. I assume that's why this is being asked. Yemi, what does United need? What do they need for January? If you guys are in transition right now, but is there any person you need a profile?
We need a lot too. We need a lot. We need to revamp our midfield. We need everything. Then we need wingers. Amorim has physically and spiritually kicked out all of our wingers, so we are wingerless. But like, to be honest, I think I think we need a revamped midfield. Like it's almost unnegotiable right now. If you ask me if we are to bring two players, I'll bring a six. A player that can dictate the game. A lot of people talk about running and athleticism and tackling. I think that thing right now, we have that from deep. Those deep line passes. I realize, man, if Casemiro does not play well, or if he doesn't play, most of those balls that goes from the defensive midfield to the attack that starts up the attack, we don't have it. Most of our pass just go sideways. And now that we don't have wingers, mostly left winger, that has shown in our game because now without that, and the good thing is Ahmad and Mbuemo, they are coming back. I'm not happy that they lost, but I'm happy that they are coming back. We need midfield. And if you ask me right now, if we are bringing two people, I'll bring a deep line midfielder and a left winger. If we can have those, and I think we should be fine. I think we should make top four, in my opinion. And for those that spoke about Manchester United, our honorable brother there, all your shots you fired at Manchester United,
Wait,
I have not
top
forgotten.
four. Wait, top four.
I
Wow.
honestly believe that we can challenge for top four if we get a decent playmaker, deep line playmaker, and a left winger. We will challenge for top four. We will. I mean, now your
United.
problem is you
United.
people need to just win the league because I'm just tired of
United. No. We're talking
Arsenal
about
bad back.
your club. United fans they see football differently. I won't lie to you.
Yes, sir.
I don't know how you can sit here and say you are challenging for
In
top
English, please explain yourself, bro, brother. No.
So
Now,
okay, you
see,
want me to explain?
I don't
if you
think you
ask
have.
the guys, they will tell you I'm not an optimistic guy. I'm a huh?
Yeah, go on.
What did you say?
I said go on. Go ahead.
No, I'm an optimistic guy. So I'm a very optimistic guy, but yeah, I'm a very optimistic guy. So I know what we have. The thing with us is the way we've played in the past and now that can stabilize us and actually play players in their rightful position. We're a lot better than what we've seen. And that is without question. Unless you just want to banter.
Then what happened today?
Now, that said, what happened today?
Against Brighton.
Hey man, we're a team under this. We are in the ICU right now, receiving blood ventilation. No, but I promise you, like it just takes time. Then we should be fine. You saw us play, not just today. Our last game against who did we play? Was it the last game we played that we drew? Nobody can sit down there and say that United didn't play better football. No one.
Leeds United.
Even if you're a hater, you won't. So that's why I'm saying like this. We will have some of this. Yeah, we will have some of these games, but like this, when these guys come back and when they're fit, I mean, like if we could fix, we can challenge for top four. Yeah, I believe so.
That's a hot take. I forgot to take hot takes this year.
Yeah,
But
it's
I
a
remember
very
this.
very hot take. It's a steaming hot take. Can I explain how steaming it is?
Go on. And after you're done with that, go ahead and jump into Arsenal needs anyone for the transfer season.
Okay, so the way I look at football is very simple. I look at the squad and I say, if you're saying you're going to finish top four,
Sure.
you should have at least the fourth best team in the country. Then when you ask yourself how many clubs today are better than United, either from a coaching, a talent perspective, and how well they've been consistent, and you say is United better than Arsenal? The answer is no, not trolling. Are they better than City? No. Are they better than Villa? No. Are they better than Liverpool? No. Are they better than Newcastle? I would
I
say
beg
no.
to differ, sir.
Well, yeah, yeah, fine. You can beg
I
to
beg
differ.
to differ, sir.
Hold
I
on, hold
beg,
on. Let me hold
sir.
on. Let
I
me
beg.
finish. Let me finish. You just told me about
Hold on.
your midfield. Wait, let me make a point about
Yeah.
Newcastle. You
Okay.
just told me about your midfield. You want to go up against Tonali, Guimaraes, and Joe Lenting. Like, let's be honest. there's no comparison. There's no comparison. So when you ask me,
we played against them. Hold on, bro. So I think you have forgotten. I think you have forgotten. We played against them a week or two ago.
Hold on.
We played against this same Newcastle a week or two ago. When the coach actually just played a simple football.
Let me say something. It's not about
playing
against them.
Not head to head, right?
You can play a team and beat them on any given day. Well, that's why when United fans were saying, "Oh, look at the Wolves that Arsenal is struggling with. We beat them. This thing. Oh, not everyone can be beating Leeds. Everyone can be beating Sunderland." Forgetting they played Sunderland in their own home, not away. Football is not 1 + 1 is 2. Think about it as a whole season. Think of it as I'm going to have injuries. There are games you're not going to have your Casemiro. You're going to have to depend on what's this guy Ugarte. There are games you're not going to have this thing. You're going to have to depend on Isaac Haven. There are games you're not going to have Sesko. I don't know who you're going to depend on, right? These things will happen. So when I say if you count the teams that are better equipped to finish above you, I can name 6 teams that are way better equipped than this current United to finish above them. And I'm not trolling. I'm being very, very honest. And maybe we won't argue about the first 4, but you want to argue about a Newcastle, I will put Chelsea there.
I think you got to put Chelsea there.
I will put Chelsea there for sure. That's what I'm saying. Yes, the problem is the league, the points difference. This is why people don't, in my view, they don't read the table correctly. It's not, I'm 3 points behind top 4, or what's United? They're 32, top 4 is 35.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what it is. What it is how many teams within that sphere all have to have results go against them, and the odds of all those teams will not lose the same week where you win. All those teams will not lose when you lose, because they all can't lose against each other. So when you count from Brentford all the way down to Sunderland, right? That's a 3-point gap with 5 teams. So that's what you're really fighting against. If it was just, you were 4 points behind, one team, and everyone else, there was separation, you can say, okay, over a season, you can, if you just do your work, but it's going to be really, really hard. That's all I'm saying. You may get top 4. Statistically, it's not impossible. Don't get me wrong, but there would have to be a massive upturn in United's results and massive downturn in Chelsea, in Newcastle, and they would have to go away from their mean. That's all I'm saying. It's very, very, very hard. And if I was a betting man, I've already bet that United is not finishing top 4. I have a lot of money on that.
I think top 6 is very, very doable. And
top 6 is doable, yes.
And even then, we're pushing it.
So hold on. You've made your point, and those are good points, and I understand them totally.
1 minute.
If we're looking at the league table, you said we shouldn't look at the league table, but we have to. Because
he's hearing me.
Okay, so you said I have 1 minute.
Yes.
No. I'm trying to understand what you said. You said I have 1 minute.
1 minute to make your point.
Got you. So I'll make my point in 1 minute. We have to look at the league table. Everything is all over the place. Okay, got you. Everything is all over the place. The table is all over the place. Chelsea is not the same Chelsea as last season. They've dropped. Newcastle is not the same Newcastle as last season. They've dropped of 12 wins in a row. The table is what it is. If you rack up two to 3 wins, you're already in the top 4. So that's what I'm saying. If you are looking at the table, when I look at games, when I look at teams, I look at your squad and coaching. You brought up a good point. Coaching. We don't have that coaching set. But I'm telling you, based on the players that we have, remove trolling. Based on the players that we have, I said this. If we can fix that midfield and that left wing, give me an average coach that just knows how to put players in their right position and vibes. I can guarantee you that we will fight for that Champions League position.
So what I'm hearing is Sam Allardyce.
Yeah.
That's what
The Gunners are high. The Gunners are already there. You guys better win the league. We are banking on you guys to win the league.
We don't need you. We don't need you banking on us.
Yeah,
we're doing our own thing.
And you guys better.
EJ, let me tell you what we should sign this.
No. We are Okay, you people need to win the league because you people's noise there. You people have turned to this Pep Guardiola.
We don't
We
need
haven't
you.
winning anything.
You people can talk and talk. Don't worry. You better win the league. Oh.
Arsenal fans are not saying anything.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
We're just happy to be here. We're happy to win our game.
Which Arsenal fans are you talking about? Excuse me.
Which Arsenal
You're
fan
happy
here
to be here. Better happy to be here until you win the league. Because if you people don't win the league, hey, Jesus.
I've been on this. I've come here on this podcast so many years, and every year I hear the same thing. This is your best chance of winning the league. If you don't win the league here.
Every year for the last
year.
year.
They said it 2 years ago. They said it 3 years ago. They said it 4 years ago. And I'm just like, guys,
empty threats.
Stop it. This doesn't work. Leave us alone. We're managing how we're managing. Anyway, let's go and sign Guehi if you want to ask me. I hear you want to leave London. So I say we go get Guehi. And that's the one signing I'll make.
Okay. And you're saying get Guehi as a backup to Saliba or Gabriel?
Yes, I'm saying bringing him in now because this guy is now injured. Hincapi is injured. You're talking about resiliency. Hincapi is injured. Bring him in. That way, you don't have to use Calafiori as a center half. You have two left. You have Calafiori and you have what's his name, Miles.
No, I guess he's
able to. Yeah, Mosquera will come back. He's
injured.
Who's injured?
Calafiori is not fit. He's injured.
Yeah, but I think he's back in. He's on the way back. I think he's back in like 2 weeks or so. It's not too long. He'll be back soon. I think he'll be back latest at the end of the month. Mosquera is out to like mid-February. So my point is, you can't have three center halves out. So I'll bring in Guehi right now and just be done. And he wants to come. That's why he didn't celebrate against us when he scored. So I don't know why people are pretending he wants to go to Liverpool. We'll see.
London boy. He wants to stay with us. Come on.
He's a London boy.
Oh my God.
All right, let me read some of these comments. Ola said, LMAO, it just takes time. We should be fine. He's talking about you, Yemi. Word says since 2013 when Fergie left United. I saw Fergie in the stands today. I was like, man, this man is committed. He's giving God.
In
the stands in the Brighton game. Like, you're 80-something. Relax. I feel like you're still controlling this club somehow. And they won't get away from you. His ghost is hanging over there. My guy had to resort to Gunners had to win the league.
Are you expecting him to die?
No, you can't relax. Stay at home. My God. Guehi, Toby, stop it. How many CVs do you need? Please leave him for Liverpool. We only have 2 CVs.
He's a passionate fan.
I mean,
who should we sign to help us? Yeah, Liverpool too should sign him. If I was
Liverpool,
they should sign him. Don't get me wrong, right? It's a good point.
Yes,
they should sign him too.
But I think he might be going to City though.
The rumor he doesn't want to go to City.
That City was not when they joined the fight.
When Gavidol and what's his name
went off.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's true. All right, last but not
least,
they
have a lot of injuries. They have like 3 center backs down now. So they
go to Spain. Last but not least, AFCON. All right. As you guys can see, I'm wearing my Nigerian jersey, so you guys already know who I'm going to predict as a finalist and the winner. But let's talk about this. So we have 4 teams in the semifinals. Nigeria is playing. Who are we playing? Egypt?
No. I think, who are we even playing ourselves?
Hold on, I'll tell you.
Morocco.
Is that Morocco?
Are we playing Morocco?
Oh, gosh.
We're playing Morocco.
Okay, Nigeria plays Morocco. That's my bad. And
semifinal.
And that's happening on Wednesday. So what do you guys think? First of all, let's talk about Senegal, Egypt. Like, what are your predictions? Who wins that game?
I'm going to go with Egypt, but that's just me. That's just an opinion. That's not very, very fact-based.
Okay. And Yemi, what do you think?
I think it's time for Salah to beat Mane. At least they've met like twice, and Salah has won those 2 meetings. So I'm fighting. Nobody Senegal should beat this in Egypt, but my heart wants this in Egypt to win. My head says Senegal.
I think Egypt will win too. I think the end has come for Senegal. What about Nigeria, Morocco? And bearing in mind that Morocco is the host country, they've kind of been playing well. Nigeria's been playing excellent. I look at them every time I look at the scores because I haven't watched the games. Every time I look at the scores, I'm just like, So you guys could have gone to the World Cup. You've not lost any games, barely conceding goals, and you're scoring like this. Like it's.
Will. Yeah.
They said it will be. People are calling him Zidane. They're calling him all sorts of names positively. They said, "What are we seeing with our eyes?" Basi, they're praising him. Osimhen, apparently he had some kind of issue in the camp, but everyone's in harmony now. Lukman is scoring. People I've never seen before are scoring. What do you guys think? Will we beat Morocco in Morocco?
I think it'll be tough. But I have to root for Nigeria in that one. That's an emotional call. If we play to our best, we can beat them. But it's going to be really tough.
Okay.
I'll say first goal probably determine who wins that game.
Okay.
If we score first, I think we can hang on and beat them. If they score first with the home crowd, you don't want to give them reason to. It's going to be a tough game, good game. I think Arsenal plays around the same time.
Yeah.
Plays Chelsea at the same time, so I don't know.
Same exact time.
Yeah.
I'll be at work, thank God. I'll see the score. Yemi, who do you think will win?
I want Nigeria to win so bad. If there's a time that I do believe that we have the squad to actually beat Morocco. And I've been watching all the games that we've played. We do have the squad and the guys to beat Morocco. The only thing I can give Morocco is they are the home country, and their support and the supporters and the support they get is pretty huge. Beat them, but it's gonna be hard.
And they said we don't have Ndidi in the squad.
No, but if it's
out, so do we have a chance without him? I'm not sure.
So without Ndidi, no, we do have a chance without him. The problem is, this Ndidi has been solid for us. But we have Onyedika, we have the other guys that can actually step up in those positions. And they've played the positions and they've stepped up. It's just that now we're playing, but also we have to look at Morocco like this. Fair. They've not really been the Morocco that we thought we knew. They've been scaling through some, except for the way they beat the crap out of this Cameroon. Cameroon didn't even show up for that competition. Cameroonian game, they've not really played that well. So, if there's any team that can't beat Morocco, it's Nigeria. But I want Nigeria to win. I hope Nigeria wins, but yeah, Nigeria wins.
Okay.
In the name of God.
Amen. Henry said, no, we don't win. Henry's a realist, by the way. He said we don't win respectfully because of the home advantage. He's talking about Morocco. And then, Ola says, Nigeria's style of play has massively improved. Sadly, our current is done in the World Cup qualifiers. Morocco is tough. We have Onyedika for Ndidi. Okay. So we're not saying the same thing. Morocco, but we want Nigeria to win. Okay, so that's that. Let's say Nigeria and Egypt comes through. Who's winning that final?
If Nigeria goes to the final, Nigeria has to win the final. That one for sure.
Last time
Nigeria. No. No, we'll beat Egypt.
Okay. So if Nigeria goes to the final to face Egypt, Nigeria will beat Egypt. What about if it's Morocco?
We will beat Egypt. If Morocco goes to the final and faces Egypt, man, that would be a debut. That one, me, I don't know. That's a debut, man.
Not African derby.
That one, I don't know. That one, there'll be fireworks and and their matches are never always straightforward. There's always some fighting and some riot and such. That one, that you always bet on the home. Just drink a dirty thing and decide to go and score a hat-trick on that day. Just never.
Okay. So Henry said you're calling Morocco Timu Morocco.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ola says Nigeria versus final. So that's his prediction. He said I would have to see Mo Salah cry again in another final. But his loyalty to Nigeria is what he means. So He would just have to see his boy Mo Salah cry again. And with that, that brings us to the end of our podcast. Appreciate you guys coming on. Let's see what the games next week bring for us, and hope to see you guys next time.
All right, appreciate it.
You're watching Footy Fantasy. It is sure say the thing go meet your football needs. Banter from rivalries, he sure you go receive. From EPL to Champions League, your eyes go see. It's Footy Fantasy. You're watching Footy Fantasy. Footy Fantasy. It is sure say the thing go meet your football needs. Your football needs. Banter from rivalries, he sure you go receive. From